You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Road Rants for Black and White Sports. We are going to talk about Charles Barkley. As we know, Charles does media commentary over at TNT for the NBA, the Marxist NBA of China, and his coverage along with Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Ernie Johnson on the NBA on TNT. Very, very entertaining pregame show from the times that I actually remember watching the NBA a couple of years ago. Well, on this channel, we appreciate Chuck's candor and the fact that he is totally honest when giving his takes. We don't agree with all of Chuck's takes, but that's okay. That's okay. We don't need an echo chamber. We just want our media figures to be honest. Let's be real. That's pretty tough to come by these days. Well, in walks in Dave Portnoy. That's right. One slice, everybody knows the rules. The founder of Barstool Sports, guys a lot like us, guys that wanted to talk sports, decided to start something involving social media, and it has grown into something massive. And Dave Portnoy knows a thing or two about possibly being canceled, and Dave Portnoy, generally speaking, says, go F yourself. We've talked about the fact that if people come after you and you're afraid you might be canceled, wait it out 24 to 36 hours. It will go away. The news cycle will pass. And nobody will give a F till it comes back around again. It eventually will. Again, tell them to go F themselves. Well, Charles Barkley talked about the fact that TNT, his bosses, had sucked the living life and fun out of hosting NBA on TNT because essentially they are worried about, I guess, the show being canceled and Charles Barkley being canceled for something that he may or may not ever say on the show. And he said, it's not fun anymore. I've got 2 more years left, and then I'm out. Well, Charles Barkley has been given another possible avenue if he decides he wants to get the hell out of TNT. Dave Portnoy has offered Charles Barkley a job at Barstool Sports. Let's check this out. Dave Portnoy invites Charles Barkley to, quote, call women of San Antonio fat and gross with Barstool. If the often brash and boisterous Charles Barkley is looking for a place where he doesn't have to worry about getting muzzled by his bosses, Barstool founder Dave Portnoy is extending his platform. Earlier this week, Barkley joined the Grant and Danny show on 106.7 The Fan in D.C. and blasted politically correct people for going overboard, claiming, quote, you can't have any fun nowadays with these jackasses trying to get you canceled. I tell you what, Kevin Hart came out this week and hammered cancel culture. Barkley continued calling his bosses at TNT cowards for buying into the no-fun cancel culture and limiting the jokes that can be made on inside the NBA. They won't even let me talk about San Antonio anymore, Barkley said. You know, when I'm talking about those big old women down in San Antonio. The 58-year-old announced he doesn't plan on sticking with TNT past 60. So, with just a couple of years to go, Portnoy offered Barstool as the Hall of Famer's future media outlet, citing that the extra cash they had laying around now that Call Her Daddy signed with Spotify. I don't know what the hell that is, but it was a big podcast for Dave Portnoy and Barstool. And here's his tweet. Hey, Charles, I suddenly have an extra $60 million laying around. Holy shit. And if money isn't Barkley's only concern, Portnoy tweeted again, offering comedic freedom to the NBA analysts. Quote, I pledge that if Charles Barkley works for me, he can call the women of San Antonio fat and gross as much as he wants, Portnoy wrote. As cancel culture rages on, Portnoy has claimed to be uncancelable, despite Barstool's past offenses of racist and misogynistic humor. Oh, good Lord. Barkley already sounds unfiltered on TNT, but maybe there's a next level of comedy for him to go with Barstool. Good God, I wish we had the money. You could come to Black and White Sports. This would be interesting. I said the other day, him and Shaq should leave and start their own podcast. I think most everybody that subscribes to this channel would go immediately and subscribe to a Shaq and Charles Barkley podcast, or a Charles Barkley podcast, or whatever form of podcast would get Charles on there. Again, Charles doesn't give an F. Neither does Dave Portnoy. And I hope this happens. I would immediately subscribe to a podcast by way of Barstool from Charles Barkley. Yeah. Look, put Portnoy and Barkley on the same podcast and make it happen. That would be fantastic. We would check that out. Yeah, tell me what you think, Black and White sports fans. Look, people are starting to fight back against this cancel culture crap. Even liberal-ass Bill Maher has slammed the hell out of cancel culture not too long ago on Real Time. He came out, he hammered against it. He said, if we don't start fighting back against this shit, everybody's getting canceled for some BS that happened 8 years ago. He's not wrong. It's ridiculous. We saw what happened with Gina Carano. This shit has to stop. It has to. We need a wrap. We need a wrap. It's a wrap. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.